welcome back to another video.
This is match 2 of the September monthly.
Match 2, and these two next decks are, I think, are going to be especially interesting.
Yeah, they're very spiky, I think, on both sides, right? Very I came to win. You have Atog burn on one side and Millstone.
Field of Dreams, Millstone.
Combo on the other side. We'll start with the Tog deck here. So I mean, it's pretty typical for the most part, right? Like, it's just your burn deck. Mountains to make sure your consistent mana base is all good. 8 bolts, Fireball, sure. Wheel of Fortune, always one of the best cards in the burn deck in old school.
And I think we have a particular card that you're a fan of.
Yeah, the Ironclaw Orcs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been talking to Max a lot about it recently, actually, is like trying to make in like the regular old school format there of Boreal, I think. Well, regular, I'm saying regular, just the 4 strip format, essentially. And curving out into a beater, like we saw in last week's video with Derek with the Grizzly Bears, just to have like that 2 mana. Just put a threat on the board and threaten that 2 damage, because 2 damage becomes 4, might become 6, and like it could just be good enough when you're playing a burn deck.
Yeah,
so I really have
the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this card right now, so I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, I got Ankh of Mishras, so punishing the opponent, making those black vices even a little better.
Yeah, exactly.
And then when they're not doing much in the mid to late game, you got those Atogs just absolutely you know, could swing in for like lethal. Yeah,
Tog is always threatening more damage than he should, so you always have to be afraid of that card. That card will eat all the attention, so.
And effectively, he even played pretty early, and if he wants to sack his Mana Vault, not taking any damage from it, I mean, it's just absolutely.
It's very scary. It's a very scary deck. He's playing a Meekstone, I guess, just to stop the Djinns. If they want to attack, then you can surprise them with here's a Meekstone. You can't. No more attacking for you. Also lets his stuff get through. I'm not a huge fan of Dragon Whelp. I mean, I am as a concept of the card, but it never lives or never does anything. I would just pay the 2 extra, like you were saying before, for Shivan Dragon.
Shivan Dragon, yeah. I'm just a huge fan of Shivan, as I believe you are as well.
I may or may not be.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
and a couple of shatters, just, you know, for...
Copper Tablet is very aggressive. Copper Tablet basically says, I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, exactly. And here we have Karl's deck.
Karl's Millstone.
Millstone, Field of Dreams deck. Absolutely, like, really controlling the board, a control style. Just really wanting to say, like, I'm here to make your life a complete living hell.
Yeah. It's basically the deck. It's just you took out 8 amazing cards from the deck and you put in 8 combo cards to basically being
effectively
the mill deck. Yeah.
I think, you know, this deck will make the games last really long. He's really trying to control the board, disenchant swords, moat. He's not like...
Well, Field of Dream is an enchant world, right? And it basically says each player plays with the top card of their library revealed, and then he's using the Millstone to mill you if he doesn't like what you have.
Yeah, if he thinks that the threat is not going to be something, you know, if he doesn't want to deal with it or he doesn't have an answer to it, he could just effectively just mill you. Interesting enough, when I was playing Laurence a couple of years ago with my workshop deck, only realizing later when I had the Abyss that I could have played the Abyss to destroy the Field of Dreams because you can only have 1 enchanted world in play at all times.
Yeah. So he does have a fragile angle to it, but that's why you see there's 4 in the deck. So he's ready for that. He's ready for disenchant. He's ready for.
But again, that was one specific deck for one specific scenario. But in case like somebody is watching this and is like, how can I respond to it? And you happen to have the Abyss, that could be one angle.
That's true. Very good. Yeah.
And you know, Ivory Tower, I guess.
It keeps you alive, right? You just want to stay alive. So.
Yeah.
I find the problem. There's 2 big problems with this deck. I find the first is like this shell exists already as a top deck, and you literally had to take things out of it to make this one. So this isn't like really a brew, if you ask me. This is like you just changed an existing deck. So you basically essentially weakened the deck to make it a combo, but then in that same point, in that same argument of it's a combo now, brings my second point, which I think is a problem with this deck, is that at the end of the day, you see my 1 card and you mill it, good, everything that follows is going to be pure fluke as to what it is. Like,
Yeah.
the next card is unknown, and you mill a random card, and then the one after, which I'm going to draw, is the amazing card. So, like, at the end of the day, you're really just playing a random deck, like a deck that just operates off of randomness.
Yeah.
And I can't get behind that. I can't get behind it.
Well, I mean,
So, I feel like Stasis is the kind of deck you play when you hate people, and this is the kind of deck you play when you hate yourself. That's a joke. That's a joke.
no. I mean, I've played Stasis and Stasis decks in the past, and every time I play that card, I just hear the, okay.
Yeah. All right, man.
This is where we're going? Really?
Yeah.
This is what we're doing today? But,
Did we see a dice roll here? I guess it doesn't matter. The Atog deck is going first, and letting Karl know exactly what he's here to do.
yeah, you came here to play.
Yeah, I like to play the tablets as early as possible, but not if it means I have to use a mana vault.
Yeah, that's true, because effectively making the clock work against you.
Yeah. So Karl was very excited about us watching this game, which means he maybe won, but I don't think his deck is favored, because exactly what I was trying to say is that you're just going to mill what you think is good on top because you see it, but I'm a burn deck, so it's all redundant. So, like, when you mill the card you know, and then the unknown, the next unknown could just be the lightning bolt that is just going to kill you because you're set so low on life.
Yeah. Unless he's got, like, 2 different millstones, and he's, like, trying to...
Yeah, sure. So the red deck doesn't have a way to deal with the...
Well, besides 2 shatters. He's got 2 shatters in the main, the burn.
Oh, I thought they were only on the side. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so that's actually a thing too. One of the differences between the way Max built his burn deck and I built mine was I actually put 2 shatters in the main. Not that I think it's 100% correct, just that my thinking was, this is old school. Artifacts are extremely important, and at the same time, if I want to get through with 2/2s like Ironclaw Orc, I need to make sure I can kill your Mishra's Factory.
Yeah. Okay, so now... Playing the copper tablet, but Karl not having any of it, and says, okay.
If I'm the Tog deck and somebody counters my, I think I would have played the Black Vice first. But if somebody counters my copper tablet, it makes me feel good because it probably means they don't have disenchant.
Yeah. So Field of Dreams.
Yeah. Okay, so let's put my thinking to the test here, right? So like.
Okay, so it'll be a little difficult to see the card because of the reflection, but it was a mountain that we saw. Yeah. So Karl effectively is not gonna mill
that, yeah. But see, this is the kind of stuff, like, I think it's gonna make the mill player feel good because, but like what's really happening is just a bunch of random fluky things are happening.
But even right now, Karl is like, okay, he has the board state, but we see, the player has, like a mana vault and a fireball, so he could just continue milling, but essentially he could just live off the copper tablets.
Yeah. Well, now Karl's drawing himself a disenchant. So obviously Karl can also mill himself to try to find answers, but then same concept, right? You see a bad card on top of your deck, I'm gonna mill myself to get rid of it, and then the next card you mill is the card you're looking for, maybe, or the card after that is. It's like,
Yeah. So he's playing the mana vault.
Yeah, but the mill player will certainly feel good at this point because like the burn player has.
So factory going in the graveyard. Strip mine going in the graveyard.
So now look. So Karl did this on the end step. So now, or is it the main phase?
So he's disenchanting the copper tablets.
Yeah, okay, so Karl did that on the end. Okay, well, he's getting really, really lucky with these disenchants, though. But look, so he did that on the end step. Now imagine if on Karl's turn he's like, oh shit, I really hate that Ankh of Mishra. I can't let him untap with it. Imagine he says that. So he's gonna have to mill him on his turn, on Karl's own turn. And then what's going to happen is that the next card might, like, exactly what I've been saying, right? Like, the next card is just going to be the good one, and then, like, oh, well, I have to deal with that now, and you can't because you're tapped out, so.
Well, now we see Karl on top of his deck, he has another millstone.
Yeah. It's just, I guess what really bothers me about, okay, nice. Okay. Somebody came to correct the glare. But yeah, what really just bothers me about the mill deck is that randomness factor that, like, you're just relying on.
So now... At least now it's making it easier to see what both players have on top of their decks.
If we remove each player's hand from the game and we just look at the board, would you say that the person... Oh, wait, actually the copper tablet's gone.
Yeah.
But the copper... Okay. Do you disenchant? I wonder if you disenchant... Yeah, Shatter. See, Shatter's not going to win the game, but if you're Karl, you have to get rid of that Shatter.
Yeah. Disenchanting the... Oh,
Okay. Yeah, see, like when you're playing the deck and you're in a situation like what Karl's deck is representing right now, you're actually in control. But I feel like the situation that Karl's in, because of this randomness that I'm like honing in on so aggressively, it's hard for me to actually say that Karl's in control. He's maybe winning. I don't know if people can agree that those are two different things, but I wouldn't say that Karl is in control.
See, right now, like, he could play a Fireball, but with, like, a counterspell would feel really bad. Okay. So now Karl... I don't think he's too concerned about the...
Karl's at 10.
I mean...
He might need to be.
Yeah.
His white is pretty important.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's effectively gonna mill...
So I just want to see it happen once. Like, give us two cards that Karl really hates to see.
So now...
Yeah, there, okay, now please don't... See, bad card, good card? Fuck.
Ah.
But see what I'm saying? Like, it's just like... It's like going to the casino and just pulling on the stick on a slot machine.
Although now he could... what's Karl at? 9?
Karl's at 9, yeah.
Did he have another Mana Vault and a Fireball in his hand?
Oh, I didn't see his hand. That's hilarious, though, if he does. See, also, yeah, like, the Millstone deck, you're forced to mill, which means you're tapped out, which means you can't use your counterspells, which means you're getting Fireballed, possibly.
So...
Well, we got some math happening. Show us the money. He's doing math, but then he can't... oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Was it a Fireball you saw?
I believe so. So, 6.
8.
8.
9 and 10. Oh, Karl. My heart bleeds for you.
Well, I mean...
But, like, so, I mean, that's pretty much what I've been trying to say. It's like,
yeah,
it doesn't literally matter what you're milling because, you give me 6 lands in a row, you feel good because you took off all the cards, but the whole time I've had a Fireball in my hand.
Yeah.
And you saw 2 cards you hated, so you tapped out on your turn because you really didn't want me to have those cards, which may not have actually even been that threatening, maybe. And now you're tapped out, and I can do whatever I want to you. So, like, that's also specific. That's specific to the burn matchup because of the fact that you just can kill with their burn spells just off the top of your deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, some decks that actually just need to, like, develop and hold cards and do things that require more than just, top deck burn.
Yeah, then you
Karl would
like
have been
burn,
more,
like a board presence and have to have certain
If that was the matchup, then last game I would have been more inclined to say Karl is in control. But I feel like I couldn't call him in control in that game because because of what just happened could have happened.
Because you saw he was, he knew he was afraid of the copper tablets, so he's like, get rid of it, but then...
See, like, in fact, like, the top deck making you make decisions, like tapping out on your turn, essentially puts you in panic reactive mode, and, like, can't be in control if you're panicking.
Yeah, exactly. If you're constantly sweating, like, oh my god, and a big panic, and then you saw Karl tap out, and honestly, if I was Karl, I probably would have kept it 2 had I had a counterspell, or at least acted as if I had a counterspell in my hand.
Well, because the debate basically is, do we care about the Blood Moon, and do we care about the Copper Tablet? So, like, there's enough fear in both of those cards, so the Blood Moon shutting off is white, and the Copper Tablet slowly chipping away is already low life.
Oh, that is a beautiful hand.
That is a blue-white hand. But Karl has the combo again.
Yeah.
And this game is just getting started, so...
So... Let's see.
Oh, I think he can play... he has the Mana Vault. Yeah. I think he can play the Black Vice and the Wheel of Fortune.
So...
Yeah. He can go all the way in.
Oh, yeah.
You probably just use a Sapphire, right? There's no power in that deck, so use that Sapphire for the Mana Vault. Tap the Mana Vault. Because he's even going to draw a Atog, which you can use to sacrifice the Mana Vault. Yeah.
Exactly.
God, what a deck.
What a beautiful thing.
So.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, Black Vice. Good.
And he's got 2 floating.
Yeah, he's got 2 colorless, probably using the
Oh,
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Chain.
And then Wheel of Fortune.
Still got the 2 colorless.
Yeah, he's got exactly 3. He's got exactly 3.
Wheel of Fortune.
I think we're going to see all the cards they draw.
Yeah, you have to, I believe you have to show every card. Karl is not having it.
Yeah.
So.
1 Blue Blast is good. That's not good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Well, yeah. The Ivory Tower.
Okay, so like that's one. That's like feels like a cheat though. If Karl plays Ivory Tower,
but now he's got another Black Vice.
Oh, but I'm saying like imagine in a situation where Karl's got the Ivory Tower in play, and then he uses the millstones to perfectly mill Shatters. Then Pio can never win.
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of back and forth in this matchup. Okay.
Well, Disenchant is going to eat that first Vice, right? Especially knowing the second one's coming. And then he could Chaos Orb the next one. And then he can... Like, Karl's hand is actually looking pretty good. But, like, nothing about what's making Karl's hand looks good is the combo. What's making Karl's hand look good is the deck cards. You know what I mean?
Exactly, yes.
Then the combo is just its way of killing, essentially, right? Instead of playing Fireball or Shivan Dragons or the Djinns in some of these recent versions of the deck, you're playing the combo, which is okay. Obviously, it's fine. Like, there's no actual issue with playing this deck.
Okay, so taking 1 damage from the Mana Vault. Playing the Black Vice or Hammerheim. Land for turn. No.
I think I want to just overload the opponent. So I think I want to play like the next Mana Vault. 3, 4, 5, 6. So Mana Vault, you play Black Vice, you play
1, 2
Copper Tablet, you play Tog, and then you use the Tog to eat the Volts.
Yeah, and then next upkeep.
Yeah. Then he'll plow the Tog, and then he has to deal with like 3 artifacts that deal him damage, and the dragon coming next turn. Which he'll have to Chaos Orb, which means he won't be...
Or he has a Blue Elemental Blast in his hand.
Oh shit, yeah, I didn't see the full art got me. But still, it's just removal, right? It's removal.
Yeah, but effectively making the Black Vices really not that great.
Well, yeah, Black Vice doesn't just deal damage.
So... I think right now, Ankh will probably be like a good choice for him.
Oh yeah, there is actually, yeah.
If he could limit his resources, because then he's always going to have to like either use the City of Brass, taking damage. You know what I mean?
You can actually do that's good. You can do the same thing I was saying with this. Oh, he wants the bolt instead. The bolt can happen whenever. Like you want to scare the board. Your opponent is not showing you anything he can do to get rid of your hand. Keep the bolt for much later. Because with this, if he would have played the Volt with the 6 mana, he could do what you're saying, play the Ankh. He could also play the Tablet and the Tog. That's 6 mana, and then he can use the Tog to eat his vaults.
Yeah, I would have played it a little differently, but okay, he's disenchanting the Ankh because he knows he needs his.
Oh my god! What a nasty rip off the top! Oh my god! I can't believe that. Just like this Karl is such. Oh my god! I'm having like a fucking brain melt over here. I bet you Karl was excited for us to watch this game just for that exact moment. I bet you. I bet you he's waiting for exactly this, and I gave it to him. I fell for it, and I gave it to him. Shit.
When will you learn?
Yeah.
Okay, so did he take the damage from the Mana Vault? I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't
think he did.
I didn't see. Yeah, I think you really just need to feed the whole board here. Get 7 mana, can do... Like, he's got to play that. He has to play the Tog so that they can die. and then he can eat his mana vaults.
He has to overload this. At that point, you might as well just go for broken. Just so playing the copper tablet, playing the Atog.
He can still play the other mana vault, even if he doesn't want to tap it. He should still just play it. No reason not to. Is there a reason not to play the vault?
Yeah, I would play it at that point. I mean,
like disenchant.
The opponent knows my hand, anyways.
And disenchant is hitting so many other things.
And effectively, he knows. Maybe because I don't know why he didn't play it. So
honestly, I was gonna say the only way that like this game is actually unfavorable for the Tog deck is if Karl just rips a grindstone off the top and starts like getting whatever, millstone, sorry.
Yeah.
And starts getting lucky with the, and he fucking didn't.
Curses. But you gotta respect the fact that it's not a deck you see too often.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta be like. But I think I've only like been milled maybe once in my life. With this deck, maybe twice, and that was like the full powered version, like no restrictions. And
for me, it's more just like zero problem with the deck. Play it all you want, like it's all good. Love to see it, love to play against it, love to win against it. But let's not have any illusions that we're doing anything amazing over here.
So I mean,
no offense, Lahans and Karl and anybody else who loves this deck.
Okay, so Karl now. I mean, if he's swordsing the Atog, I mean, at that point, would you just sack the Vices because you're not doing much?
No, you don't need a life.
Yeah, that's true. And Karl's not doing much with the creatures.
Like, they're turning off the Ivory Tower and they're preventing Karl from drawing like 12 million cards with Brain Geyser. So.
Or Jim Daytome, or because he has 3 main board.
Yeah.
So, playing...
I wonder if...
I think I'll just play the Dragon Whelp at this point. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, from 2 turns ago, he should have overwhelmed the board.
Just play the Dragon Whelp. Just put it in.
Yeah,
let's go.
His hand could have been emptied 2 turns ago.
He's going to... Even if he uses the Blue Elemental Blast, you could still swing in with the
Atog. Yeah. He can only kill one of them. And next turn, he's got Mana Drain, which he can't use, technically speaking. But no. 100% you need to play... Yeah, you need to play the other
so at that point... Play your Dragon Whelp.
Because now he'd have Dragon Whelp in play, and he deals 4 damage. And he wins the game with it, right? How do you... Oh, yeah. Maybe he just forgot that he could sack the... Oh my god. That's amazing.
So next turn...
Next turn he plays Volt and...
So
again, he's going to have to play the Volt, so he should have just done it last turn, right? Because now he can't sacrifice it. But it's okay, he has so much life, right? He doesn't matter about taking the damage here. He can just pay for it the next turn, since he's drawing nothing. So there's literally no fears here.
Wonder why he's being a little bit less. I would just... Let's go. Put threats on the board. Damage.
Like, are we missing something? I don't think so, right?
No.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't want to play the tablet. Like he's afraid of the 1 damage from the mana vault. He just pays for it next turn because okay, good.
Okay.
And play the tablet, please.
Interesting choice. Maybe he's knowing Karl's hand.
I mean, you see everything. Also, like Karl would be dead with this turn because he would have swung for 4 last turn and then swung for 4 again this turn. So. I'm surprised Karl's not... Unless we're missing something, seriously, Karl's also not conceding for some reason, because now he knows what his next draw is, so he can't even stop the Whelp. Whelp can gain +2 without dying, right? It can become a 4.
Yeah, I think it's a 2. Yeah. I think it's if you pay 3 or more, then it dies.
Yeah, so...
But you could do unlimited, I think, but then it would die at the end of the turn.
Yeah. And then play the tablet.
Interesting enough, Karl could also maybe mill his own deck.
Karl has to mill himself. So that's what he has to do. Wait, what? He found the... He found the Tundra last turn. Yeah, mill. Gotta get good cards. Wow.
That's a good card.
That is the literal card. But so, like, here's the thing, right? So the millstone player is like, look what I just did. I milled myself. Good strategy because I had that card. I found the answer to win the game.
Yeah.
No. You milled a random card. You milled a random card, and then the next random card was the random card you needed to.
But this whole game is based on randomness.
No. This deck is trying to thrive off of it. The game is based off of using it to your advantage. Luck. This is like thriving off of luck, and I don't like it. I'm giving Karl extra years of life. Actually, I'm gonna message him right now.
Well, I'm guessing, with the COP, he's not concerned about. His biggest concern now is like copper tablets. I think that's his only way of winning. If I'm looking at his deck right now, the only way to get around that the circle is copper tablets, unless he sideboarded in his Suchis.
Which would be pretty funny if he did.
And I don't know how.
Well, copper tablets on Mishra, the factory.
The factory.
Yes, there's a strip mine on Karl.
Yeah, so milling himself. Balance, not really doing much at this point.
Okay, but here's the thing though, right? Like Karl didn't really protect himself. Had Pio just played the dragon the turn earlier, the game was mathematically the game was over.
I felt like it was a missed opportunity at that point. Like, had he played it earlier a bit, but
Yeah, like there was just like he has 21 life. There's no reason to be afraid of the mana volt's damage being dealt to you or the copper tablets damage being dealt to you. And even on top of it, he knew he was drawing a mountain, so you just paid for the mana volt. So there was this game is extended, and Karl gets to showcase the deck, which is still fun. Yeah, at least we get to see the thing in action, and we see what a lock could look like, a soft lock could look like from the mill side. So there's still value, but in terms of winning and losing, well.
The only way, or if he draws so many burn spells that...
Yeah.
Karl has no way to pay for them all.
The game isn't over, and honestly, like, I did see that, well, just to say, like, the closer we get to the end of the video, the less likely there might be a third game here, so maybe Peo somehow does it. Which would be hilarious.
So Karl has how much mana at his disposal? Well, I mean... Wait, there's the Black Vices as well. Are we missing that? He's not taking damage from the Black Vices?
Well, he only has 2 cards.
Oh, 2 cards, okay. Yeah, it's just because everything's laid out, so you're thinking, this is his hand. I'm like, wait a minute. Unless he draws a Wheel of Fortune.
Another circular protection is irrelevant, right? Because you just sink all the mana into one of them.
Yeah.
Unless you destroy the first one, obviously.
Although if he draws the Wheel of Fortune...
if he draws a Wheel, but didn't he play it early on? Or was that game 1?
I think that was game 1. So if he gets a wheel...
No, that was this game. That was this game. He hit that really busted opening of mana vault, Black Vice, Wheel of Fortune.
So I mean...
Yeah, Karl has to get rid of the Black Vices, otherwise he can't actually gain any card advantage, which his deck needs to do. Oh, he's so lucky.
Ancestral not doing much. I mean...
The exact card that Peo needs to win the game is the one that's landing on top. And Karl's able to keep milling it. Karl has access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white sources. 6 white sources.
Well, you can pay colorless.
Oh, you can pay colorless.
Yeah, colorless for the Copperhead. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a grind. I think probably will get milled just because he has the lock state. Just absolutely like 2 Copperheads, feels really bad.
Yeah. Unless, of course, somehow the burn deck just is like too consistent at just dealing damage that it can just get around it. Like, burn has been around in Magic's history for the longest time, and Copper Red has been around since the literal beginning of Magic's history, and burn players still exist. Like in all competitive formats, burn is still a deck, and they deal with cards like this all the time. So there are ways to play around it, and we could be seeing it right here where the Atog deck's just going to have 8 burn spells, and Karl's gonna have 7 mana. So what just happened?
Played the balance.
Oh, and then tried to burn. Funny game, funny game. Definitely a funny game. But yeah, interesting.
See, right now I would have played the fireball at least, because like Karl would have to have used like the City of Brass taking 1 damage. At least it's something.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
I mean,
oh, but so he has to hold
you know
that.
what I mean? Like he could have taken 1 damage, played the fact. But he has a strip mine, yes.
Yeah, but still, you're not wrong though. Like every point matters, and had he been thinking about that as like I may have missed that too actually. Like that's pretty crazy. Force him to use the city to put him to 2, so that he dies to an Ankh, he dies to a factory. Like that's pretty good.
Okay, red elemental blast, not really.
Well, red elemental blast kills the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
So like if I already think the deck isn't that great because even when it's milling when you see a card, if you take out that Field of Dreams and you see no cards, then this deck I think falls to like 100% randomness. So like it's not irrelevant to blast that field. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't go to work today. Last time I went to work on a Saturday, I woke up with like my back was hurting, and I messed it up so hard in the warehouse, and I'm feeling the same pain. So I'm just happy I'm just sitting in the chair right now,
enjoying these casual games. Oh,
no, this is serious business. There's nothing casual happening here.
Okay.
Well, divine offering.
Now, you know.
Did we just get a concession, or what happened?
Yeah, I think he just scooped. He got fed up there because he had 2 counter spells, a divine offering. At that point, the writing's on the wall. It's just you're just gonna, you know what I mean. This, I think, it was also a question of time. Yeah, because it's like 15 minutes for a best of 3, so you got to be like, okay, well, you know what, I'm gonna come in. At this point, instead of trying to grind it out, and your opponent has a divine offering, 2 counter spells, Field of Dreams, Millstone. You're like, you know what? Let's go to King 3.
Yeah. I mean, the eagle-eyed viewers too will have seen how long the video is. So, like, either Karl gets the most disgusting lock in the first like 2 turns of the game, or the Atog deck is just 18 damage on turn 3. I don't know. Is that possible?
18 damage. Maybe.
Yeah, it is. It technically is possible.
Yeah. Burn decks are so much fun to play, though. I mean, I just...
Yeah. A lot of people think they're brain dead, and they're not.
No.
They're not. You need to know. You need to know when to...
Interesting.
That didn't look very strong from Karl, did it?
No, it's...
It seems typical.
It's an okay hand.
Did he have the combo in it again?
No. But, I mean, sometimes you just want to lock in your mana sources to be able to play your combo pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting indeed.
So let's see how game 3 plays out. I mean,
like game 2 kind of showed us that the Atog deck, in theory, perfect plays on both sides, just should win the game. So I'm still putting my favor in the burn deck, and not just because of how much time is left in the video, just like we saw it already. So it's not even a prophetic claim, you know.
Okay, well, he's taking a mulligan. Okay. He's going first, so right away, Ankh. Bang, bang. Let's go. Soul Ring, Ankh. Let's do this.
Yeah, but he has like nothing in his hand now.
Yeah, I know. But it's at least...
And if he just gets that disenchanted?
Yeah. Sad. So taking 2 damage.
He just goes burn, burn, Wheel of Fortune. You might even just bolt him right now. Like, you're not really gonna worry about creatures, and You don't want him to get another blue source to counter your burn, I think.
Well, you still have to use the City of Brass to disenchant. So every point counts.
That's true. But if I'm like the Tog player right now with that bolt in my hand, I'm pretty much only relying on Wheel of Fortune at this point. So I would just get the card out of my hand, so when I wheel next turn, I have the extra mana, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Because now if he draws Wheel, which he didn't, but if he did, yeah. That is one problem with the Tog deck, is that you are definitely enticed to play as much jewelry as possible, but then the off colors are pretty useless. Oh, Karl missed a land drop.
Oh, interesting.
I think I would burn. Oh, okay.
Disenchant immediately. Well, I mean, he's using his disenchants now. So if he could get, like, copper tablets out, effectively Karl already using 2 of his disenchants says that, he has less answers for later on in the game. Ancestral. Ugh, disgusting. Disgusting, playing an Ancestral.
Yeah.
Effectively, I could see why he played the Ivory Tower. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
That's the end. That's the end. Karl, oh, well.
Oh.
Well,
Well, basically, at least it puts the Ivory Tower...
This game only exists to try to change my mind or shut me up or contradict me, but I stand very firmly behind my beliefs. So interesting.
So he brought in Sarah.
Yeah, well, Sarah just stops everything, all the creatures, and can't be killed by Bolt. So it's like the best card in the mill deck versus Burn is. Well, Ivory Tower is an argument, but Sarah is just dumb.
2 millstones. I mean, he's got a Dragon Whelp in his hand, so you could effectively play it. Maybe take 4, pump it next turn to kill the Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, okay, Karl milling for 4. Black Vice, Copper Tablet. Okay, milling for 2 of them. Swing in for the 4. And bolting it. Playing the blue elemental blasts. Yeah, I think that's the right move.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping the Sarah on the board.
Also good to wait. Good to not blast the dragon. Wait to let them use a bolt, so you get 2 cards. Which is exactly what the burn deck doesn't want. They don't want to get 2 for 1.
But effectively, you see how this deck is winning. It's not through the combo pieces.
Yeah.
It's through Sarah Angel.
I was going to say, everything good that the mill deck has done in this video were not the mill things. Everything that good that it was doing was outside of that. But It's okay, it's fine, because he still got to do the engine and play the cards. So it's just like brewing outside of the typical decks. So there's still a reward in doing that. So yeah, it's not to shame the deck, but yeah, let's just not call it good.
4 cards. Oh, there goes his wheel, and I think that's probably gonna be a wrap. Unfortunate. Time walk, there we go. GG's.
It's too bad.
Swinging for 4.
See, if the Tog deck would have won, nobody's ego would be boosted. When the mill deck wins like this, it's ego boosting. That's no good. No good.
Again,
ego.
He won with Sarah Angel. He didn't win by pulling the opponent out.
That's true.
And there we have it. Field of Dreams, or Montreal, as they call it. Was it the Moulin? Yes. So Karl winning the best of 3. Congratulations to Karl on this one. And effectively, though, I think, I agree with some things you said. Maybe.
I mean, the match.
Yeah, it's a game of it's randomness. You're completely.
Well, the match also can match too. Like we were saying, like Tog deck won that game.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're talking about it or not, but like Like there was literally zero reason to not play. Unless like we're missing something, I'll have to go back and watch again. Like,
no, I don't think.
But like yeah, there were like at least 2 turns where he could have developed earlier, and then even that thing with the dragon whelp 1 turn prior to playing it and just sacrificing 1 life to the mana vault.
I think
means winning the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you gotta sacrifice your bishop. I won't even say sacrifice your queen because it wasn't that much of a sacrifice, just 1 life. But anyways, there's still fun matchup. I think still fun games. It definitely makes Karl is the one who's gonna sweat in this matchup, which as we saw, there's a good reason for it. But it still makes for good magic. So
yeah, so that was a great match, and thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.